Hello everyone, I'm Sheriff Wayne Ivey and you're watching Hit the Streets with the brave men and women of the Brevard County Sheriff's Office.
They say that crime will rise to the level a community will tolerate. In Brevard County, we have zero tolerance for crime. These are the stories.
So welcome back to another great and exciting episode of Hit the Streets. And tonight, it's going to be, as we used to say in the old days, an e-ticket ride as our team goes after drug dealers, fraudsters, impaired drivers, prostitutes, and even someone trying to hurt one of our incredible canines. All right, our first case of the night takes place on Dixon Boulevard in Cocoa, where fugitive agent Aziz Gowie grabbed Paul Goodwin, who was wanted on a warrant for tampering with an electronic device. Goodwin was given a ride to the beautiful Brevard County Jail, where he was held on a no-bond status in accordance with the instructions of the warrant. Well, folks, it's time for our first episode for the night of
Mama, there goes that man.
As Deputy Kyle Shuck and Agent Sean Hannigan arrest Dove Holmes and James Dunn in the area of Hill Avenue in Merritt Island. The case starts when undercover agents observed James Dunn approaching a vehicle that was occupied by Dove Holmes and an additional person who was also seated in the vehicle. Agents observed Dunn conducting a hand-to-hand transaction with Holmes, at which time they requested MARC units to respond to the area. As Deputy Shuck and Agent Hannigan arrived in a MARC patrol vehicle, Dunn started walking up the stairs toward the second floor of the nearby apartments. Agent Hannigan ordered Dunn to stop, at which time Dunn stated, "For what?" and then continued to briskly climb the stairs, heading toward apartment number 11 and refusing to comply with Hannigan's lawful orders. Dunn then continued into the apartment while trying to secure the door behind him, but Hannigan was able to breach the door in fresh pursuit and observed Dunn diving on a mattress in a nearby bedroom. Dunn was taken into custody for resisting without violence and taken back downstairs to an awaiting patrol vehicle. Now, while all of this was taking place, agents Adam Weimer and Tyler Toman were dealing with Holmes and an additional person who was also seated in the vehicle. A free air sniff of the vehicle by Deputy John Hubinger and his canine partner Lars resulted in a positive alert for the presence of narcotics, so agents went to work searching the vehicle. As you might imagine, what they found inside was the presence of cocaine in 2 pill bottles that had Holmes' name on them, so he was taken into custody for possession of cocaine. Holmes and Dunn were subsequently transported to the Brevard County Jail, where Dunn was held on a $500 bond and Holmes on a $2,000 bond. Well, folks, let's see what our faithful canine deputy Skinny is up to as he's making an arrest in Merritt Island on Tanya Winters, who had posted an ad for services on a well-known escort website. As part of the investigation, Winters exchanged text messages with Deputy Steerwald concerning an exchange of sexual favors for money. The two agreed upon a price of $220, at which time Winters arrived at the prearranged meeting place and was taken into custody.
He was bringing you to drop you off, okay? Because you were fixing to turn the trick with me, because that's who you've been texting today.
I'm a dominatrix, so it wasn't full service.
Now, if that was not bad enough, Winters was transported to the Brevard County Jail, where corrections deputies observed on the body scan that Winters was concealing in a very private place 3 glass pipes that are commonly used to smoke cocaine base. Winters then voluntarily removed the items in the presence of a female corrections deputy, and they were taken into evidence for introduction of contraband into a detention facility. Winters was charged with prostitution, possession of drug paraphernalia, and introduction of a controlled substance into a detention facility. Her total bond, $6,000. Now, folks, if you're fortunate enough to have a seatbelt, you may want to buckle up. This next little caper is action-packed. This one starts off with members of our Economic Crimes Unit that are on surveillance on an ATM at the PNC Bank on State Road 524 in Cocoa. The surveillance was taking place after the unit had developed intelligence on a credit card skimmer that had been placed on the ATM, and they were waiting on the suspect to return to remove the device. As it turns out, our team had some great intel as economic crimes agents Genova, Thomas, and Mason observed the suspect returning to the ATM and attempted to take him into custody. The suspect apparently didn't realize that he was in Brevard County, so he decided to run. And man, what a mistake that turned out to be, as the Hit the Streets team was just around the corner. As the team converged on the area, Skinny deployed K9 Waylon, who did an amazing job of running the suspect's track until he just became completely exhausted. As great partners do, Deputy John Hubinger and K9 Lars had their backs and picked the track up right where Waylon left off. K9 Lars located the suspect a few feet away, who had refused to surrender and made no noise to announce his presence.
Out him off the shoe. Stop kicking the dog! Hey, he's got a shoe. Out him. Get him! I got my gun!
Wow, how many times do I have to tell people that if you run from us, you're only going to jail tired? And in this case, to the hospital with a dog bite first. And then this guy kicks our dog? Oh, hell no. You can't come in our house and kick our dog and not expect there to be consequences. Wait, it gets even better, folks. As Agent Genova's investigation and subsequent interview of the suspect, Mario Stoen, revealed that he is a Romanian who is in our country illegally and entered the country through guess where? Yep, the Mexican border. That's right, he came across our country's southern border and is stealing our citizens blind right here in Brevard County. As I've said 1,000 times before, illegal immigration doesn't stop at the border. It filters into every community in our country, and it's time the bullshit stops. We need to secure our borders and protect our citizens. End of story. Stoen was transported from the hospital for his dog bites to the Brevard County Jail on a total bond of $28,000 for 2 counts of defrauding a financial institution, criminal mischief, harming a police animal, loitering and prowling, and resisting an officer without violence.
Mama, there goes that man.
Well, you know what that means. It's time to check in on Shuck and Hannigan as they try to stop a 2008 Dodge Caliber at Dixon and Clear Lake in Cocoa.
They're gonna run. Is there another unit with us?
45 advised to a tip off.
Hey, bro. Why you taking so long to pull over, man?
I just want to get somewhere where my family at.
You can't be doing that.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. Hop out for me.
Well, as you can see from the video, the driver of the vehicle, Dominic Booth, had plenty of opportunities to stop his car and comply, but he also had a lot of reasons not to stop as well because he knew he was about to take the ride to jail. Booth was transported to the Brevard County Jail on a total bond of $6,000 for driving while license suspended with knowledge, DUI, and fleeing and attempting to elude. Well, sadly, it's time for our last case of the night as Agent Joseph Wynn and Deputy Ezra Dominguez conduct a traffic stop on a gray and color 2022 BMW near Allen Street and Bay Avenue in Cocoa. As the vehicle comes to a stop, Wynn and Dominguez observe the passenger and the driver, Jamari Parker, switching seats. As it would turn out, Parker did not have a valid driver's license and his driving privileges have been revoked since 2019. Parker was taken into custody and transported to Brevard County Jail on a total bond of $2,000 for driving while license suspended with knowledge. Well, there you have it, folks. Another great episode of Hit the Streets and another night of those who just can't seem to obey the law, finding out what zero tolerance for crime means. We take great pride in having one of the safest communities in the country, and if you break the law in our county, you take the ride to jail. See you next time on Hit the Streets.